had chopped and we got through that. That was a great weekend. Obviously when this video comes out, those videos will be out ages before. Yeah, the timeline's still pretty stuffed up. I am trying to sort of catch up, but anyway, editing is sort of in my spare time, so yeah, there's not exactly a whole heap of that. But the main job I'm on at the moment is I'm building a new fuse relay panel for the Datsun. Originally I bought one of these eBay ones where it's got the fuses and the relays and everything all in like one plastic block. Great idea, shit built product, and it's been giving me grief pretty much ever since I built the ute. Just, yeah, they don't fit nice and tight, things come loose. It's just, I'm not happy with it. And also, I've got a gas switch in there that's not really working like it should anymore. Stuff it. I'm going to fix it once and for all, and this is how I'm going to do it. Just plotting out a rough idea of what I'm doing. So yeah, obviously the panel is going to be a bit wider, hence why the things are hanging off the end. So relays on one side, your main power, which is fused in this block here, so it'll just have one main power wire going to that instead of what I've got at the moment, which I've got a heap of wires banked off one heavy wire. So that'll tidy all that up as well. And then I haven't got them yet, but these are like bus bars, distribution blocks. So one side will be switch in or switch power coming in. So this will be coming from obviously the loom that's doing all the switching job. That'll come in, and then that'll distribute to all that. And this fella here will be the power out to everything that obviously needs relays. So the reason I'm doing that is if I change things, whether it be the switches, like where it's been switched, or what it's actually switching or going to, at the same time, if I wanted to take this whole panel out, all I've got to do is unscrew the tabs or the terminals off the bus bars, one here, and I'm going to have one more for the earth. And this whole unit can then be taken out and either replaced or worked on, bolted back in, pretty much screw your terminals back down, same on there, and that's good to go. Troller's got it, tow truck's got it, I've done it on a couple other cars as well. It's the way I should have done the Datsun, but at the same time you learn every time you do something. So back when I wired the Datsun, I probably wasn't as switched on as I am now. I'm not really switched on now either, but I'm a little bit more up to speed. It's another nice day in Portland. Unfortunately, it's windy as fuck. So yeah, back in the shed. Yeah, so it's coming together. I've now got a rough idea where I'm going. So yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to look. And then yeah, I'll do the earth post there somewhere. And then yeah, make that work. Plenty of room under here, and it actually fits perfect. It's perfectly in line with the actual main dash bracket piece, whatever you want to call it, brace. So yeah, it all looks pretty good, and there's still enough here to sort of keep all this fairly sort of hidden and out of the way. Doesn't really stick out or anything. Moving on a little bit, the panel's now pretty much roughed out. Everything's sort of set up, half mounted, and we're now on to running some wiring to get all this connected up, ready to go. So this is what we got. So the panel's come up pretty good. Everything that needs to be mounted and bolted has been set out. I ended up measuring these out. So these are for the, I'm going to call them connection blocks. I ended up measuring off the ones in the Corolla. It's a 10 pin block, but these are only 6. But I just measured and referenced, and yeah, got the rough idea of what it's going to be. All the nutserts went pretty well. All I can say is, if you're going to do nutserts, make sure you clean all the swarf off and make sure the hole is pretty much Mickey Mouse. Otherwise, you'll be trying to pull the nutsert down on an uneven surface, and especially with aluminium, if it's got a piece of swarf in there and it slowly crushes it, then it will probably pull to the shit and also come loose, and it's not really what you want. So yeah, you want a nice flat surface for it to pull down evenly, and that means your threads will be straight up and down. The 4 bolts here, these are actually leftover panel bolts from the Datsun. So I had them there, they were the right thread. They're also nice and low, so when they're sticking into the bottom of the glove box, they're not going to sort of get in the way too much. So also they've got a cool little sort of machined washer thing, so that will also clamp a wider area than the actual bolt itself, so it should work. Also, we got one on the side here, so that's actually going to be the earth. So everything's going to come down, bolt to this, and the earth wire will actually bolt to back to the body. I've just put the nut on there. There's a bit of a lock, because last thing you want is that to come loose and everything stop working. Starter wire, so as you can see, it's got a yellow stripe on it. So some blokes will probably laugh at that, going, what the fuck are you doing? But I don't really feel like buying 20 rolls of wire, so at least if I draw a stripe on it with the paint pen, I know what it's doing, I know where it's going. If I need to work on it, I know which wire is what, because I know what the colour with the stripe is, and it works for me. This will be pretty much the solution to everything I need on this ute, wiring wise anyway. I was never overly excited with the setup that I've got, but I made it work, and also I was in quite a rush to get it finished. I had this fella here rusting away on me pretty quick. Yeah. Sometimes I will do things twice, as much as I hate to do it, but this is also why I take so long to do everything, hopefully once. If you've been following along for a while, you probably know what I'm about to say next. Out here again. What else? Oh yeah, late as usual. Not much time left. Yeah, had a bit on. So yeah, it's pretty much what's happened. So yeah, late finish from work. Christmas shopping, I think that's in what, 4 or 5 days. So yeah, this year's fucking smashed by, but anyway, I always leave it last minute. What I've decided to do is make myself a bit of a small cable. So the idea here is a couple more nut certs. I ended up putting an inline fuse, an 80 amp inline fuse on the side here. So originally I was just going to come up and it's just going to bolt straight onto there. I was always thinking about doing this, and then I've kind of just went ahead and done it anyway, just because, yeah, it's peace of mind and it should be done. So pretty much, I know it's got to do a bend, but it shouldn't really matter too much. It'll sit like that, so it'll bolt to there, protect this panel and everything behind it. Last thing I want is a burnt out datsun. I'd like a datsun that could do a burnout, but not a burnt out one. We'll get this done and yeah, hopefully not stuff it up.
go, and from other lives I never could. When it evens out in time, will we be satisfied?
So that's pretty much the power panel, whatever you want to call it, done as far as I can at the moment. These connection blocks, until they turn up, I really can't sort of do any more. There's no point trying to run wires and whatnot, because you just end up trimming them down. You may as well have them bolted down, run the wires too, as I've been doing now. If you're guessing, you end up with too much wire, and then you're just trimming ends off and wasting and whatnot. So yeah, I'll wait till they turn up. So I reckon what's going to happen now is I'll unbolt all this setup, prime the whole panel, paint it, bolt everything back on as it is, and that should be pretty much right. A little bit since I checked in. It's been quite a bit going on this last week. Just had Christmas, got that out of the way. Pretty good day, spent it with the family. Weather was good, surprising. I even took the dog for a walk down the beach and all that sort of stuff, so pretty happy with that. Got that out of the way for the year. Only felt like 15 minutes ago, the last one was here, but that's how the years go. And also there's a strap around my neck because it's holding my arm up. So unfortunately last week I binned it on the bike. So did a bit of a stack, ran out of talent and trashed the arm. So luckily I didn't have to have surgery, but it has done a bit of damage. I'm now in a cast. Not sure for how long, not sure how long I'm going to be obviously on the mend. Not really used to doing this sort of shit. It's been 13 years riding a bike and I've never broken a bone, so innings aren't too bad. Obviously I'm not going to be selling the bike and going, oh shit, I'm getting old, the world's coming to an end. Still going to ride my bike, still going to enjoy myself. It's just one of those things. I ran out of talent that day and yeah, trashed it. Yeah, I thought I'd continue on with this power panel on the Datsun, and I've got it pretty much done now, to the point it just needs to be put in the car and set up in there. So this is what we've got. So the panel's now done and looking pretty good. So everything's all wired in. Now it's just going to be bolted in, and then the car itself, all the wiring in the car now needs to be connected to here. So new relays turned up, so they're just Bosch ones, but these ones actually have the tabs on them. And the connection blocks turned up. So I did end up doing this side just after I broke my arm. Thought I'd come out here because I only thought it was sort of muscle, and got that done. But by the time I finished wiring this in, took 3 times as long as it should have, and I couldn't use my hand, couldn't use my arm, couldn't even hold it up, and the pain was pretty ordinary. But anyway, so yeah, and then I've wired this one in today, so this is the power out. So I actually do 2 different coloured heat shrink, just to give you a rough idea of where you're going, and just keeps everything sort of easily readable, traceable, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, this mightn't be the way most people or the experienced blokes would do this, but I've done it in the Corolla and tow truck, and it's worked pretty well. And for the most part, it's going to be pretty easy to work with. Hopefully everyone has a happy New Year's, because I probably won't tune in before then. And yeah, this video is obviously going to be fucking way out of whack from that, but yeah, hopefully everyone enjoys themselves, and I know I'm going to try to.